So many characters have poured in and out of this place where everybody knew your fake name.
Oh man, it was really a great place to grow up.
And we would go through 100 barrels of beer in a week.
The Miedusiewski brothers grew up upstairs, while Mom and Dad, Mr. Frank and Miss Frances, ran the bar downstairs.
This whole area was a blue-collar area. There were guys from American Can, Crown Cork and Seal, Continental Can, General Motors, Lever Brothers, all of which are not here any longer.
They're visiting our house, but we had a house with a bar on the first floor, so
it felt like an entire rancher was up there on the second floor. Dennis's paw print still gives you a sideways high five. You can peek inside and see just how huge it was.
all the beer was refrigerated in our cold box, and it traveled the length of the bar, refrigerated, and it came out ice cold.
Lots of stools with one of the first big screen TVs.
Pat Sajak walked in with me, and on the big screen was Wheel of Fortune. Just happened. We didn't plan it that way. And everybody did a double take, like, what's he doing here?
Arkansas Bill came in here to shoot pool. His nickname later became President Clinton.
We were open 7 days a week, 20 hours a day.
And if Miss Fran wasn't hitting the tap at 6 in the morning, the fellas would pelt her bedroom window to wake her up.
We were the cashier, we were the bartender, we cleaned up, we lent an ear to people who needed somebody to talk to.
Legend has it that women weren't allowed in, so American Joe's started takeout. They would empty out and clean out pickle jars so the ladies could carry their beer home.
The funny story about that is my wife, who was a nurse at the time, and we lived just down the street, she came in one day and she said, I just saw somebody in the neighborhood carrying what looks like the largest urine sample I've ever seen. I said, what do you mean? She goes, it was a huge jar like the ones they put pickles in, and it had, I said, Pat, they just got draft beer from the bar and they're taking it home.
The brothers spent their life on this corner, and it's been a while since both came back. All it took was remembering how Dad never spilled a beer. That would be wasteful. But it's not a waste of time for the memories to rise to the top faster than foam on the Fosters.
We had window boxes, like Hochel Cones had, and the whiskey houses would come and decorate them every season.
All the friends they nicknamed and understood their language.
He would come in, he'd get a small beer, he'd do this, he'd get a small beer and he'd do that. And I said, what the heck is that? And he said, well, he drinks a single shot of Christian Brothers brandy with blackberry brandy on top. So Mr. Bill would walk in and he'd go, and that's how we would serve him. If he didn't give you this, he only got a beer.
The names will never change to protect those who were guilty of having a great time at the corner of Luzerne and Foster.
Thankful that the people that were here, our neighbors, had a very big, important part of making this a success. And I wish they were all around to hear us compliment them again.
American Joe's was sold back in 1995, and since then several owners have taken over, and the spot is up again for sale. Watch the latest stories from our newscast right here on YouTube. All you have to do is hit that circle and subscribe, and you'll get quick access to great content posted every day. That's news, weather, and more.